Good afternoon.
My name is Kirsten Foss, and I am a esthetician. I am a spa owner. I am a business coach for the salon and spa industry. And my company is called Refreshed Businesses Coaching. Hey, Nicole, how's it going? I've been doing lots of periscopes the past few months, and really it's just an opportunity to touch base with you guys, you spa owners, salon owners, wannabe salon and spa owners, to get an idea of kind of what really happens in the spa business wise. So I am a spa business strategist. I love talking spa business strategy. I love creating business strategy. In fact, that's what I do with my VIP clients, is that we get together and we create 6-month, 12-month strategy to work on and move the needle up on the bank account and their numbers. So today is Wellness Wednesday, and today's topic is, I really want to know how healthy, how much wellness is actually happening in your salon or spa. We often talk a lot. We talk the talk, but are we walking the walk? And in particular, I wanted to talk about, some things that may be affecting your productivity, whether you're a solo or you have a team. It could be your own productivity as a spa owner, with all the admin, the creative part, the training, the cheerleading, the coaching of your own team, and also how your own wellness in the spa affects the team, right? If you're the leader and you're not taking care of yourself and your team is watching you do this, it's kind of like parenting. If you haven't already noticed, is that being a spa owner when you have a team is kind of like being a parent. They look to you for guidance, and they look to you and they watch what you're doing and how you're doing that. And it starts, for some people who haven't had any other experience in other jobs, you are showing them and creating the norm. And when it comes to wellness, personal wellness, perhaps you're creating a norm that maybe isn't so healthy. So first of all, I want you to think about where you are now with your own health and wellness as talking about working in the spa. So sometimes this shows up as you could be booking services back to back, okay, and no break in between. I don't know about you, but I got so tired of working that way, because working back to back put me behind schedule. Let's just be honest about it. Even if you have a team and a cleanup crew after, it's pretty tough. If you want to give your guests all that you've promised, working back to back is really, really stressful. The other way it shows up is working through your breaks. How many times do you do that per week? Like probably every day. We used to typically get a half an hour lunch break, but really when I factored in my staff and myself having to clean up. So if a client finished at 12 o'clock and my lunch break was 12 to 12:30, I still had to clean up. I had to walk the guest out. I still had to clean up. And by that time, I was probably 10, 15 minutes into my lunch break. And so then I'm scarfing down food. Maybe I'm not even sitting down eating my lunch, which probably was a throwback from when I used to waitress and literally just standing up eating on the fly, which is horrible. But it's a habit, right? So are you not giving yourself enough time to have an actual lunch break? Another way it shows up in not being healthy in the spa is overbooking, especially, when it comes to, we're coming up onto the holidays and your schedule is going to be booked. And then you always get those last minute people that say, oh, I really need it. I've got a party, or, I'm leaving for Hawaii, the next day, and I really need to get in. And it's so easy to let that boundary soften, and we end up staying later than we had originally scheduled. But if you keep doing that, eventually what starts happening is you start getting chipped away at your energy, and not just your energy, but your nutrition. That starts compounding. So there's one last piece of wellness that I want to talk about that's not really ever talked about, and that is when you're addicted to your business. when I first heard this term, being addicted to my business, and it often happens, not necessarily at startup, but I think it's a rollover from being in a startup where you're just used to hustling, working as hard as you can. But then when you get to that point in your business where, you should be starting to level off a little bit in your effort levels, it's really easy to, stay kind of jacked up about, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. And, even when you don't necessarily need to, it's just this, you want to be working on your business all the time. It's interesting to you. You're passionate about it, but we have to be mindful of where that line is crossing over from being passionate about our business and wanting to work on our business and then becoming addicted to our business. When you're addicted to your business, you're working on weekends. I am bad for this right now because I'm in a major growth stage and I have to be very, very mindful about putting my phone down in evenings and weekends and not constantly checking social media or, getting an idea and then wanting to go down to my notebook and write it down. So I totally get the whole feeling addicted to your business. But, what happens is that you just after a while, you start feeling completely tapped out. So that leads me to my next point is what happens when you aren't being very mindful of your wellness in your business. It totally can tank your creativity, especially when you're in growth mode and you're trying to come up with ideas maybe for some new revenue streams or for how you want to grow your business, for how you want to grow your team. And when you've been so busy, if you've been like addicted to your business and not taking time to be healthful, your creativity can just kind of tank. And then your productivity also kind of tanks because you just don't have it in you anymore. We've got a gas tank of energy, and if it's constantly being drained and not mindfully filling it up, it just spirals downwards. You'll notice that you can get easily exhausted. I've got a couple things written down. You can get moody. Your staff can get moody if your staff are following in your footsteps, and they are booked back to back, and they're working through part of their lunch break, and they're saying yes to that extra client that wants to stay at the end of their day, but it means like maybe an extra $50 or $100 or whatever, or maybe they're just trying to finish up with a retail that could net them some really great commissions. If you're modeling that behavior, these outcomes are going to affect your staff as well. Their productivity, their energy, their moodiness, their malnutrition. This is a really big one, particularly for spa owners, is that you get used to, my puppy dog wants to be up on my lap and she's driving me crazy. One of the big ones for spa owners is, constantly thinking, when you're constantly working, you end up using, and I'm stealing this from my own business coach, Lisa Larder. You end up using your reactive brain rather than your thinking brain. So I know you can recognize this in yourself, is that, you're kind of just going around putting out fires or making decisions on the fly and not thinking them through. Okay. That's part of being overwhelmed, a part about not being productive in your business, just because the wellness part of you is not being taken care of. Okay. How do you create change? Well, the first thing is that you need to decide what you do want. How do you want to feel in your business? And so what I would suggest, just take a piece of paper, make a list, cut the piece of paper in half. On one side is what I want, how I want to feel in my business. And notice I said feel, how I want to feel in my business. And on the other side, how I don't want to feel in my business. And then just start brainstorming. Sometimes it's easier to write down what you don't want, and then you just flip it around and create the wording of what you do want. Okay. What have I got down here else? Okay. So you want to write down what you do want. In order to create change, you got to know where you're going to go, right? The other thing is to use this little exercise with either your spouse, your family, maybe it's your kids as well, and your team. Ask them how they're feeling in the business. Are they feeling exhausted? Are they feeling like they're productive, like they have enough time to do what they want to do? Might be time to reevaluate how you're scheduling things. There's some changes that happen. And you may think, well, if I schedule, if I put like 15 minutes in between each client, then I'm, add all those 15 minutes up, we sell time, I'm losing a lot of money. But I'd like to pose this question to you. If you are completely tapped out energetically and your wellness is not being honored, how long do you think you have to keep going the way you're going to generate the kind of revenues that you want? I guarantee you it's a finite amount of time. So you can either try to soften up how you are managing your wellness in the spa, or you can keep doing the way you're doing and you're going to completely burn out and your staff are going to burn out. It's a balance. I'm not saying that there's an exact way to make this work, but it's a balance, and it totally depends on what you want. And I guess really the best thing is just to start with the small little changes. It's too easy to kind of look at all the big stuff that you could be changing, but what about the small little things? What about a little thing? So if you and your team are not getting a lunch break, a full half-hour lunch break, then maybe the client before lunch is finished has to finish up at 11:45. So that the esthetician can sit down and start their lunch break from 12 o'clock to 12:30. So she's going back. Oh, here's my cat. So she's going back to work, feeling like she's refreshed for the rest of the afternoon and feeling productive. Okay. This was an idea that I heard about from another group of spa owners, and I thought it was really, really proactive and very, very forward thinking. He knew that his staff were busy, they're hustling, they're working hard, and in the back room, he had a bunch of healthy snacks there that he provided for his team. There were some granola bars and nuts, and there was some fresh fruit. And yeah, you may say, okay, well, that's just one more expense that I've got for my business. Or you could say, I know that my team doesn't operate really well when they've got low blood sugar and they're tired, and they're not maybe taking the breaks that they should have, but they can grab a healthy snack. Is that going to move you towards your goal? Is that going to move you close? Is that going to move your team closer towards their goals? It's kind of one of those things. It's like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Okay. And the other thing that I'll just leave you with is having boundaries around your hours. I think this is probably more of an issue with solo practitioners, owner-operators. It's really easy just to add that extra client at the end of the day, even if it's just a brow wax or bikini wax or whatever. But that stuff adds up. I'm feeling that right now. I'm wrapping up my aesthetic business December 23rd, and already most of December is pretty full, and people are emailing me and texting me and calling me wanting to get in, and they've got holidays booked, and they want a Brazilian before the 18th because they leave on the 18th. But it would be really easy for me to say, oh yeah, sure, I'll just stay later. But I know that when I get to that day, I'm going to be kicking myself. Why did you do that, Kirsten? Why did you book those extra people? Because I'm going to be tired. I know that. I've done this to myself enough times that I know it's just not worth it. It's not worth the extra $50. It's not worth the extra, $30 to tack on an extra client at the end of my day. It's not even worth an extra $200, really, when you think about it. I got tired of just working way too hard, and then, yeah, I was making some good money, but I had no balance to my life. I just felt exhausted in my personal life, and I had nothing to give my family. So it was kind of counterintuitive. So that's today's Periscope on Wellness Wednesday. And I'd like to invite you just to think about where in your business you are compromising your own wellness. Where are you compromising your team's wellness? And maybe you're leading by example and maybe not the most positive way. Okay, so it's going to make you feel better. It's going to make your team feel better. If you would like to connect with me and get more information about the stuff that I talk about, all salon spa business strategy, you can ask. Oh, here's Cuddles the cat again. I've got a zoo here. The dog's chasing the cat now. You can ask to join my Facebook group, Spa Business Mastery. I will check to see if you are a salon or spa owner before I let you in. And I've got every month for the past 6 months, 7 months, no, 5 months, I've been doing monthly free webinars to teach salon and spa owners business strategy. And I've got one this month on Monday, November 30th, and it's all about social media spa business strategy. So it's very specific to the salon and spa industry. I'm not going to be talking about any one specific social media platform. I'm going to be talking about most of them. And if you would like to sign up for that for that webinar, the registration page is right here. You can take a screenshot of that if you want. bit.ly SM for spas. Now you need to have the capitals where there's capitals. So capital S, capital M, and then 4 is in lowercase, and then capital S for spas. Okay? So that's a free webinar. I always give really, really valuable content. I just want to make this industry better. I want to make you better. I want to make it so that it's easier for you to work and that you're not like flying by the seat of your pants and using that reactive brain rather than your thinking brain. And I think that's about it. So tomorrow is Thursday, and I will be on, not sure if I'm actually going to have time to get on tomorrow because I am taking a course, an online course that runs in the morning, and then I go right into my aesthetics business until about 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So if I have a chance, I would love to hop on Periscope, but it might be kind of on the fly. But I will be on Friday morning at around 8:30. And Friday is always Financial Friday, so we're going to be talking about money. Okay, thanks for watching, and join me on refreshedbiz.com. There's an opt-in in there for a freebie at the top, 5 ways for salon owners to be fully booked. And I will see you on Facebook, and if you're hanging around Facebook, Kirsten Voss, Refreshed Businesses. See you then.